Hi everyone, welcome to today's Daily Dose reading. My name is Linda. I've pre-shuffled several of my decks and pulled cards with different placements, which I'll explain as I lay them down. This reading is designed to just give you quick insight into a topic that you might be dealing with. So the first card represents where you are now. The second card represents what challenges you face. This card represents what resources you can use. This card is the hidden forces. This card is the potential outcome. And the rune here represents what the spiritual lesson is. Okay. So what I'm seeing in this spread is that at the moment you may be feeling a little bit dissatisfied with the options that you have in front of you. The Four of Cups reversed here says that there is options for you, but none of them are really that interesting, because they're all it's in the reverse position. So there's not really anything for you to kind of clearly move towards, because nothing is really standing out as actually something matching your vibration, let's say. The challenge that you face here, the Eight of Wands, that's very interesting to have as a challenging energy because it's such a positive card. It's one of my favorite cards in the tarot. The Eight of Wands represents synchronicity, activation, swiftness, clear communication. For me, this card more or less represents or summarizes what the law of attraction actually represents, because this card in the tarot, the Eight of Wands, is Mercury in Sagittarius. So for me, it's the communication coming from a very high-minded place. And in terms of what I just expressed there about law of attraction, for me, it's about communicating with clear intention your desires or your manifestations into being, into the physical realm, through your clear intention and your vibrational match of that intention. So if this is showing up here in your reading as what's challenging you, perhaps the reason why the options that you have in front of you are not that appealing is because maybe you haven't clearly formulated what it is that you actually are intending to produce or to manifest. And that's where this Three of Wands comes in as a very appropriate energy to have in the position of what your resources are. Because the Three of Wands is about projecting or forecasting or looking ahead into the future to see what's in front of you and mapping out with clarity and with receptivity, but also with non-attachment, what it is that you are seeking to create or to manifest or to experience. So this top line is really interesting. I feel like it's a pretty clear message here to say that if you are not really happy with the position that you're in, then this is a time to get your ducks in a row and get really clear about what it is that you actually want to achieve in your time, and being really clear in your vision, being really clear in your intention, and being really clear also in your energy and in your communication about those topics, so that there's no dissonance and that there's no contradiction in your energy, so that you don't inadvertently create resistance to what you want to achieve by being doubtful or lacking in trust or being confused in any way, which is also what this bottom line here is saying too. So we'll get to these other cards here now. So this Ace of Cups in this position of the reading is representing what are the hidden forces. So how I'm seeing this Ace of Cups in reverse is that your guides are inviting you to embody a space of joy in order to deal with the challenge here that you're facing. It's almost like, a lot of people feel that if they achieve what they want, then they'll be happy. But in fact, the opposite is actually true. Find a way to be happy and embody a space of vibration, of joy, and then everything flows from there. And I feel that's what the message of the Ace of Cups in reverse here is saying as the hidden forces. I think that you may not be fully aware of the type of energy that you're actually transmitting to the universe. And this is just a reminder here to pay more attention to that and be more aware of the frequency that you're holding or that you're carrying, and address that first before perhaps trying to seek out success or achievements or abundance or any of the things that you might be trying to attain in your life. And the Five of Crystals here is in the position of the potential outcome. And how I'm seeing this in context for the topics and the way that this reading is coming through is that, again, it's about getting clear in your mind, like overcoming or eliminating confusion and doubt, or at least integrating it. Like you're never gonna be free of fear, you're never gonna be free of doubt, or you're never gonna be free of confusion completely. But it's important to remember that those parts of you are real and genuine aspects that, rather than trying to be suppressed, they need to be integrated and worked with so that they don't run amok in your life, in your energy, without your awareness of it. It's almost like you kind of need to train your mind. That's what I'm feeling with this Five of Swords. It's about having discipline in the mind so that you can begin to realize like how important it is to have an internal dialogue that is supportive and nurturing and self-loving and encouraging, rather than being, self-berating or diminishing or negative or judgmental or any of those things, because that's what's actually getting in the way here of you being able to move forward with a sense of confidence and pride, and being able to move with dignity and grace towards the goals that you are setting for yourself. And so that brings us here to this rune, which is this rune is called Jibo, which in the runic oracle represents the gift. And what's interesting is it doesn't have a reverse position. And this rune represents union. And a lot of times in readings, it'll show up when it talks. It's kind of similar to the Lovers in the tarot. It's like a divine masculine feminine union. But in the context of this reading, what it's actually saying to me is that this is about you unifying all the parts of yourself, like the higher mind, the physical reality, your creativity, your passions, your endeavors, with what you feel is your calling in life, and merge all those things together so that you're moving forward as a unified entity without having any kind of split personalities or any kind of confusion or any kind of doubt or negativity that gets in the way of you actually just living your best life and having fun and pursuing the things that you feel passionate about. So yeah, how I'm seeing this rune in context of this reading is about it's you becoming unified with yourself and getting past or moving past any of the inner dialogue or the attitudes or the beliefs that keeps you separate from what you feel is your passion or your path to walk in this life. So I feel like that's a pretty succinct reading. I'm just going to have a look online at this rune here and see if there's anything I've missed that would be relevant to help give more understanding in this reading. So just give me a second here. Okay, yeah, here this is saying this rune is called, as I said, Jibo or Gibo. I'm not sure the pronunciation. And it's in English you would say it's the gift. So it says gifts both in the sense of sacrifice and of generosity, indicating balance. All matters in relation to exchanges, including contracts, personal relationships, and partnerships. So, and it says here, this rune cannot be reversed, but if it's in an opposition or if it's in a debilitated position in a reading, it can represent greed, loneliness, dependency, over-sacrifice, obligation, privation, and bribery. I'm not really feeling that energy necessarily in this reading, but I do feel like what I said is very relevant about you becoming really unified in your own purpose in life, in your dedication towards your own spiritual growth, and how that plays out as you move forward and represent yourself in the world, and how you want to give your energy to humanity and to life. So I would say step one is this. Get into a frequency of joy and happiness, and from there things will become much more clearer. And work with your mind, work with your higher self, listening to your intuition, but also understanding that the mind is something that requires work and effort to become a very workable tool that we can use to move forward in a much more empowered way than if we just let our mind run away with thoughts of negativity, with inner dialogue that is judgmental and overthinking, overcritical, or lacking in trust. And so that this bottom line here for me is really important, to like work on that part of the self in order to be able to create this union between the higher mind and the physical self moving forward. So friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found that helpful and insightful. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.